You never really know the moment your life begins to unravel. It doesn't come with fireworks or dramatic music. It's subtle. It creeps in like a draft through a window you thought was closed. For me, it started with laughter. Not mine. I came home early from a client meeting that got canceled last minute. It was a Thursday. I remember because I stopped by that little Thai place Kate loves. I thought I'd surprise her. 2 orders of pad cew and mango sticky rice. I had a dumb grin on my face walking in the door, expecting a hug, a kiss, maybe a "you're the best, babe." Instead, I heard her laugh from upstairs. A light, breathless sound I hadn't heard in months. It stopped me cold. There was another voice, too. Male. Familiar. Joking. Too familiar. I didn't go full psycho. I didn't storm up the stairs or start shouting. No. I just stood there in the hallway, holding the takeout bags, listening. My heartbeat was loud enough I could barely make out the words, but the tone told me everything. Something was wrong. My best friend Jason had a key to the house. We played fantasy football together. He was my best man, my drinking buddy, the guy I once bailed out of a Vegas mess that nearly cost him his job. Apparently, I should have let him burn. I backed out quietly, drove around the block, parked, sat there with the engine running, pad cew going cold in the passenger seat. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just stared through the windshield at nothing in particular, wondering when exactly my world had shifted. When did she stop looking at me the way she used to? When did Jason decide my marriage was fair game? The next few days were a blur. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I started watching. Subtle things. Phone habits. Lock codes. Whispered calls in the kitchen when she thought I was asleep. Jason's sudden increase in work trips. Then came the moment I knew for sure. I borrowed her car to take it for service. Glove box held a receipt for a dinner 2 towns over. Steakhouse. 2 entrees. 2 glasses of wine. A date, not a dinner. Signed, Jason R. My hands shook when I read it. But again, no scene. No drama. I scanned it. Saved it. Filed it. Because I wasn't going to break down. I was going to build something. A reckoning. And when it came, they wouldn't see it coming. You'd be amazed what you can accomplish with a calm voice and a long memory. The day after I found the receipt, I made a plan. I pulled out an old notebook, the kind with a leather cover I used to sketch out ideas for side hustles, and I gave it a new purpose. Operation Clean Sweep. First step, gather everything. No assumptions. No guesses. Just data. Kate was smart, but she got careless. People do, once they think they've already won. I knew her routines better than she realized. The gym that wasn't a gym, the new password she forgot she'd used before, the second phone line she thought I didn't know about. By Monday, I had access to her cloud backup. Photos. Messages. Notes. I didn't go digging for details to hurt myself. I was looking for evidence. Dates, times, patterns. Jason? Even sloppier. He logged into his email from my old tablet once while watching the game. It was still synced. I just had to turn it on. Emails. Calendars. Hotel reservations. One thread even had him writing poetry. Bad poetry. I wasn't angry. Not then. I was focused. That cold, meticulous kind of focus you get when you're preparing for a major surgery or dismantling a bomb. I made copies of everything. Uploaded to an encrypted drive. Set to auto-forward to a private lawyer I hadn't even contacted yet. Just in case something happened to me, the world would know. Next step, isolate assets. I met with my bank under the guise of discussing refinancing options. Quietly moved half our joint savings into an account in my name only. Legal. Clean. I also reached out to a friend in HR at Kate's firm. Didn't tell her much, just floated a few questions about policies, ethics clauses, and relationship disclosures. She gave me more than she probably should have. Kate's company had a strict non-fraternization policy, especially between employees and known contractors. Guess who was listed as a consultant for an internal project last quarter? Jason. Everything was falling into place. Not fast. Not loud. Just steady. Like the sound of a rope tightening. It's one thing to suspect betrayal. Another to prove it. But nothing prepares you for confirming it, live, in full color. The opportunity came faster than I expected. Kate had a weekend, retreat coming up. A wellness event or yoga studio hosted out in the hills. A 3-day detox getaway with no phones allowed. She kissed me on the cheek before she left, suitcase in hand, telling me she'd journal everything so she could tell me all about it later. Sure you will. I already knew Jason had booked a cabin nearby that same weekend. Found the confirmation in his email history. Same dates, same town. So I did what any man with a plan would do. I followed. No confrontation. No wild chase. I simply checked into a quiet Airbnb about a mile from their cabin. Then I waited. And watched. Friday night, a rental car pulled up. She got out first, laughing. He followed, carrying her bag. They were all over each other before they even made it to the front door. It was like watching a movie I never auditioned for. I recorded everything. Timestamped it. Audio and visual. It wasn't just about catching them. It was about removing every excuse they'd try to throw later. Gaslighting was off the table. They weren't discreet. Maybe they thought the mountains made them invisible. Or maybe they didn't care. By Sunday, I had enough footage to film a courtroom docuseries. But I didn't stop there. When they left Monday morning, I waited 2 hours, then visited the cabin. Had a quiet talk with the owner, an older guy named Frank who looked like he'd seen his share of bad decisions. I told him the truth. Showed him a still from the footage. He winced. That her husband? Yeah, I said. The one she lied to about the retreat. He nodded slowly. Then told me she'd used her real name and email when booking. Signed a guest book with a little heart next to Jason's name. People don't think straight when they're high on lust and lies. And I was counting on that. I didn't plan on sending the footage right away. Thought I'd hold on to it, keep it as leverage for when the walls started closing in. But then Jason made the mistake of texting me. Hey bro, heard you've been quiet lately. Everything good? He still called me bro. Still acted like I hadn't seen the video of him sucking face with my wife on that cabin porch like they were the ones who said vows a decade ago. So I replied, everything's great. Thanks for asking. Hey, what's your email again? I got something I think you'll want to see. I didn't wait for him to respond. Just sent the video link. No explanation. No warning. Within 5 minutes he called. I didn't answer. Then came the second mistake. Kate texted me. What did you do? No. Hi. No. I'm sorry. No. Can we talk? Just straight up panic, like a raccoon caught in the kitchen with its paw in the peanut butter jar. I didn't answer her either. Instead, I forwarded the link to one more inbox, the anonymous tips line at Kate's company HR. Turns out, when you're a married woman caught on camera committing corporate policy violations with a contracted consultant in a luxury cabin listed under his own name, people do tend to notice. By the next morning, both of them were being reviewed for personal misconduct impacting professional relationships. The PR department sent them both a polite little memo that basically said, please go home and stop embarrassing us. And still, I hadn't even dropped the real bomb. See, Jason's wife, Amanda? Yeah, she and I had coffee. It wasn't vindictive. Not at first. I wasn't trying to stir the pot. But Amanda had always been kind. Smart. The kind of person who remembered birthdays, brought lemon bars to potlucks, and looked genuinely confused when Jason forgot their anniversary. So I asked her to meet, public place, neutral ground. Just to talk. I showed her the footage. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just stared. When it ended, she whispered, how long? 3 months I know of. Maybe more. She sat back, shaking her head. God. And I thought I was going crazy. I leaned in. You weren't. There was silence, then a small smile as sad, tired, but grounded. I want him out, she said. But I want to do it smart. You up for that? And right then, I knew we were allies. Not lovers. Not victims. Partners. In betrayal. In justice. And in something very close to peace. There's a quiet kind of power that comes when you stop trying to fix things and start preparing to walk away from them. Amanda and I didn't talk every day. We didn't need to. But over the next couple weeks, we shared a few coffees, swapped a few emails, and slowly, methodically, started peeling back the layers of our respective lies. She found Jason's burner phone, hidden behind an old shoebox in his closet. Dumb move. Rookie level. He wasn't just cheating with Kate. There were texts to a woman named Jenna clinking glasses and another saved as Jim, Guy didn't even bother hiding his trail. Meanwhile, Kate was spiraling. I started getting calls from mutual friends. "Hey man, is everything all right with you and Kate? She said you're going through something." I just said, "Yeah." Clarity. Let them draw their own conclusions. HR launched an internal audit at Kate's firm. Jason's consulting agreement got frozen. Word spread. By the second week, Kate's badge didn't open the office door. She was working remotely, which was code for being investigated. Then came the pregnancy. Yep, classic twist. I found the test in our bathroom trash. 2 pink lines. She didn't tell me, didn't even hint. I confronted her, calmly, in the kitchen. "Anything you want to share?" I asked. She blinked. "What do you mean?" I dropped the test on the counter. Silence. Then came the fake tears. I was scared. "I didn't know how to tell you." I crossed my arms. "Because it's mine?" Her eyes darted. That half-second hesitation told me everything I needed to know. I didn't yell. Just handed her a business card. Prenatal paternity testing. Covered by me. Appointments next week. She didn't say a word. Just stood there, shaking. I walked out. Because when someone digs there, I didn't go to the paternity test appointment. I sent a courier. Had the forms delivered and notarized in advance. I wasn't interested in playing house while she tried to spin a new narrative. Kate didn't argue. She showed up. She knew if she didn't, I'd assume the worst, and this time, my assumption would come with a legal team. Amanda and I met again a few days later. She brought a manila envelope with her. Inside, Jason's financials. She'd pulled his bank statements from a shared account he forgot to close. Hotels. Flowers. Payments to a woman named Lily who definitely wasn't a florist. Amanda smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "I hope you burn him slow." "I don't even have to," I said. "He's doing most of the work himself." She nodded. "Still, if you need matches, I've got a drawer full." Meanwhile, Kate started texting. Not to apologize, oh no, but to negotiate. "Can we talk about how this affects our future?" "Our future?" I replied. "The one where you lied to my face while sleeping with my best friend? It was a mistake." "No, Kate. A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. You made a choice. Over and over again." She stopped replying after that. A week later, the paternity results arrived. I opened the envelope like it was just another bill. No fanfare. Probability of paternity, 0%. 0. The room didn't spin. My stomach didn't drop. It was just quiet, like the final click of a locked door. I scanned the letter, saved a copy, and slid it into a new folder. Final evidence. I sent her a single text. "It's not mine. You're free now." "So am I." She called 5 times that night. I didn't answer. What was left to say? Jason, on the other hand, had gone underground. No texts. No emails. I assumed he'd gotten the same results, or maybe Amanda had already started her own version of Hellfire. We hadn't spoken since coffee, but I could feel her moving behind the scenes. She was quiet, effective, and frankly, a little terrifying. I respected the hell out of her for it. As for me, I went back to work. I signed a new real estate deal. Started hitting the gym again. Had dinners that didn't end in silence. Laughed at a movie by myself and didn't feel weird about it. I was becoming someone I used to be. Maybe someone better. And then, out of nowhere, I got an invitation. Kate's parents were throwing a party. An anniversary gala. And somehow, they decided it would be a great idea to invite me. I stared at the card for a long time. Gold trim. Formal attire requested. Open bar. You couldn't write irony this sharp. I RSVP'd yes. And brought a +1. Amanda. Whole, the kindest thing you can do is let them finish. The night of the gala was cold, but I was calm. I hadn't worn a suit in months. My tie felt foreign, but Amanda said it made me look dangerous in the best way. She wore black. Simple, sharp, stunning. The kind of look that said, "I've been through hell and came out in heels." Kate's parents rented out a downtown hall. White linens, string quartet, 2 mini shrimp cocktails. Old money and new scandals floating around under crystal chandeliers. We walked in like nothing had ever happened. Like we were just guests. People smiled, shook hands. A few looked twice. Some probably recognized Amanda. Her and Jason had done their share of social climbing before he fell off the ladder. Then Kate saw me. She froze mid-conversation, champagne flute tilted slightly. Her face did this twitch, part smile, part horror. She walked over, alone. You came, she said. Sure did. Her eyes flicked to Amanda, then back to me. Together. Amanda smiled. Nice seeing you again, Kate. Kate turned pale. This isn't appropriate. I sipped my drink. Neither was the cabin. Before she could respond, her father appeared, all handshakes and glad you came energy. He didn't know. Or maybe he did, and just chose denial as his plus one. We mingled. We smiled. We made small talk with big consequences. And then came the toast. Kate's mom took the mic, said a few words about love, endurance, and commitment. Then she handed the mic to Kate. I don't know what she was planning to say. Probably something about forgiveness. About growth. About choosing each other again. But she didn't get the chance. Because Amanda took out her phone and played a recording. Jason's voice. Bedroom whispers. A confession, detailed, explicit, undeniable. She didn't play it loud. Just loud enough. People turned. Heads tilted. Kate's face went slack. The mic slipped from her fingers and hit the floor with a thud. No one spoke. Amanda whispered to me, I think I'm done now. Yeah, I said. Me too. We walked out before the fireworks started. Before the crowd started murmuring. Before the questions came. Outside, the air felt cleaner. We didn't hold hands. Didn't kiss. Just stood together in the cold, breathing. And that was enough. Because revenge isn't always fire. Sometimes, it's frost. And some betrayals aren't answered with war, they're answered with silence, precision, and a quiet exit while the room still burns.